Good evening, everyone. Hope your day's been good. Uh, we've got,
Make sure all your lights are on, reminder.
yes, all my lights are on. Every single light that I can turn on here, I think. Oh, wait, maybe there's one more. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. I don't think anybody's here. I've been on for like 30 seconds. Nobody's here. All right, there we go. Now I'm ready. So, my day's been pretty, pretty good. Um, we are very busy today because we found out that we have to go down to pick up Anna's braces. Um, we talked about that earlier. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But what I mainly came on here for is because the other day we posted um, like a question where we asked um, if I was to draw a dog, a certain type of dog, and then maybe make some merch with it, what would you be interested in me drawing? And got tons of responses. Hey everybody, tons of responses. And there was a lot. There were a lot. There were tons of different choices. But I sat there last night and I hand tallied like um, all the different dog breeds that were voted on, and there was a few that definitely rose to the top, but one just by far was chosen more than any other type of dog, and that was golden retriever. So I'm excited about that because I love golden retrievers. I have a long history with golden retrievers. Um, if you guys know, I worked professionally with dogs for many years, but before that, my parents had a series of golden retrievers that they had, and they were all rescues. They were all from the Northern California Golden Retriever group or society. So all of them were not, had that were found or given up or whatever their story may be, but they've had, I think, now about four. They just in this past year recently they lost the last one, um, named Bella, who was just an amazing dog. I mean, if you have dogs, you love all of them. I mean, they're all great, but there's just I've realized this, especially since I've worked with dogs, that there every once in a while comes along a dog that's just special, and I don't know what it is, something just about their personality or the way that they bond with you or whatever it is, but they just stand out. Like they're all the dogs you have are great, but then there's ones that you definitely remember. Um, and all of the ones that they've had have been just great dogs. I've enjoyed all of them, but Belle was just a great dog. She knew how to like be with any dog. Like she could kind of gauge what their energy level was, and she would just work with it. Even the scary dogs, she knew um, how to deal with them. Um, and like she was just such a happy, friendly dog. Um, and I miss her, and I know my folks miss her. In fact, they recently got on a waiting list for another golden. In It's the Hawaiian golden retriever rescue, since they live in Hawaii now. But yeah, I've met a lot of them. They've all been really sweet dogs. Some pretty goofy, and just some just lovely dogs. Um, One that I remember when I was working with at the doggy daycare, his name was Jeff. Jeff the golden retriever. And I always wondered, why did the owners name him Jeff? Were they like naming him after somebody they knew? And so I finally was handing the dog Jeff back to them at the end of the day, and I just said, I've always wanted to know, like, why is why did you name your dog Jeff? Is there a reason? And they're like, no, we just liked the name. We just said, you know what? If we ever get a dog, we're gonna name him Jeff. So we got the dog. We named him Jeff. That was the reason. So yeah, but it's interesting because now Anna's about to get her service dog in February, and one of the breeds that they work with is golden retriever. They also work with labs. They work with doodles. They work with and then they mix in Newfie sometimes, and sometimes they mix the lab with the golden. So it'll be interesting to see, what kind of dog she ends up with. It'd be amazing if she got a golden. I mean, I'd be really happy. Not to mention, it will help me resharpen my grooming skills because I'm going to have to constantly detangle that undercoat, and also I may have to do a little like trimming with the little doggy clippers, little paws, get the little fur under the paws. And if I really want to get fancy, I can cut the use the shears to cut the fur around the paws and give them the little cat paws that you do when you take the golden retriever to the groomers. We call them cat paws. It's a little style that if you have a golden, you probably are familiar with, that they clip the fur around the feet. But I also wanted to talk about the other breeds that were popular. I mean, some of them were just probably the other popular breed, the other ones that came in, I would say second. And by second, I mean it was over 20 votes each. And then golden was like probably in the 30s or 40s. But the other popular breeds that we got that now I know what I'm going to work on next are golden doodle. We got boxers, we got poodles, we got Yorkies, Chihuahuas. I mean, and then there's a whole bunch of other ones that I got a whole bunch of votes on too, but those ones are the ones that I would say came in like as in a close second. So they were over 20 votes each. So those are probably the ones that I might be working on after this guy. So Charlotte, you had a golden retriever named Shadow. He could open sliding doors. Oh wow. Well, the service dogs, they know how to do that. So if one does it probably naturally without any training, it's probably because they're just, really smart dogs. Bella, the dog that my folks had last, she occasionally, when they didn't live in Hawaii, they would go to Hawaii. So sometimes she would stay at like one of those doggy ranches, kennel type situation. And she actually was smart enough she had learned how to unlatch this back gate, One time she let all the other dogs out because they just followed her out. So after that first time, they knew that she couldn't be unattended in that area because she, wanted to go for a walk somewhere and take all her buddies with her. But yeah, they're bright dogs, which is why they are used for service dogs. Yeah, labs are cool too. We did get a lot of votes for labs as well. But yeah, the I would say probably the closest to the golden retrievers would be the golden doodles and boxers, then poodles, yorkies, and chihuahuas. So I got some big dogs and little dogs I get to draw next. I think I'm just gonna stick with like a head, like a bust, because it's gonna go on like a shirt or whatever. I want to keep it so I'm able to draw on um, the image will work on being stuck on like a cup or something like that or shirt. Wendy's some dogs named Mork and Mindy. I used to watch that show when I was a kid. Oh, Mary, you have a golden lab mix. Is it what color? Is it black or is it yellow? Or... I've seen a lot of interesting labs though. Like other than the chocolate, I saw it. There was actually one vote for, and I've seen one. I've met one. It was a silver lab. It's one of like a kind of designer dog. I think it's mixed with a Weimaraner. But yeah, there's some really cool things that Bella used to do when she would, whenever like I guess they would give her a pig's ear, she loved them like so much where she would carry them around the house, just kind of march around with it and just whimper like tears of joy. Like thank you, thank you, thank you. She would walk around for a few minutes, show it off to everybody before she would actually eat it. I always thought that was cute. Jeff was cool, the one at my work. He was a fun dog. He was nice, and he had a little buddy that he met. Where there's a little puppy who was another golden retriever named Atlas, and he kind of taught him how to be a dog. He would let the dog hang out with them, and then if Atlas did anything that he didn't think was socially acceptable, he would just kind of get in his face with a little growl, and Atlas fell in line. But I think he helped socialize that dog. So I always found it fun when I was working with dogs when I'd meet like I called them teacher dogs, and there were dogs that were older and were um, they tolerated or liked little dogs, but they would also not let them get away with acting up. Like they would teach them like this is not how you behave. So I think they without like overcorrecting or doing anything inappropriate or mean, like too mean, like they would just in their doggy language tell the little puppies, hey, you need to act right. I always appreciated those dogs. They made my work easier. Thank you, Wendy. What I loved about I've noticed on doodles, golden doodles, but with I think I get it from the golden retriever side is they have these really pretty eyelashes. And I know like some like when I was doing some grooming work, like people didn't want them to cut that. So it was really hard to like you had to really like be careful, like don't cut off the eyelashes. Cindy, you are correct. That's why I use the blue pencil. It's kind of a holdover from the olden days. Non-repro blue is what we call it. But once we go into like black and white, usually like with the old Xerox machines and the photostat machines, if you use blue and you went over with something else, that blue would drop out when you went to black and white. And then now with the new like Photoshop, you can select the blue and drop that out separately. So it just leaves like a cleaner image because you can work out all your sketching with the blue and then you can like kind of commit to lines with your inks or your regular graphite or whatever you're working with. Thanks, Mary. Yeah, I do love dogs and I love drawing dogs. And well, glad you could make it here, Betty. Now, even though you missed that post, but we'll do stuff like that moving forward because we want to like be able to, I want to draw stuff that we can have you guys get your hands on if you want to. So it's not just me drawing one and done and then never see it again. If you really like it, then you can get a shirt with it on it or a mug or whatever. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, so this dog does not have anything to do with in a service dog unless she gets a golden, which we have no idea about. We'll know more on the 25th. So you want to be on the main page on the 25th so you can find out along with Anna what kind of dog she's going to be getting. Right now, I'm just doing a series of dogs because, lots of people like dogs and something that I like to draw. So it made sense for me to maybe put out some merch that has something that a lot of people are into, and when they wear it, people will know what it is because it's a dog, right? Makes things easy. Um, but there'll be other things. Like I saw there's some people who like wanted me to draw cats, and I see you. I love cats too. Nana loves cats. Anna loves cats. I'm you know even though I work with dogs, I just consider myself an animal person. I love dogs for different reasons that I love cats. They bring something different to the table. You can't compare them. I don't think one is better than the other. I think each of them are cool for whatever reason, and as individuals and as their overall species. Starting with these pens here. And I've had dogs and cats in my life. But one thing that was interesting that um, originally I think Four Paws said that we couldn't get any other animals for like 2 years with the service dog. But I guess their rules changed recently, and you can get I think it's 6 months for another dog, and I think they said there's no time limit for cats or any other type of little other animals. So if we wanted to, we could get another animal, but just not really doesn't make a lot of sense right now for us to do that. As much as we love cats, um, like you can tell, we're always kind of at a moment's notice. We might have to go someplace, and we don't want to just dump off a poor little animal that just because we have to go. It's not fair. But with the service dog comes with, so that's why it works. I always Leon says that the sketch looks so lifelike already. Thank you. I don't know sometimes which way I want to go. Do I want to go cartoony or do I want to go with a more true to life style? But I know people like more photorealistic stuff, so I'm doing this time. I mean, if there's enough noise about it, I can always do. Like, there's some dogs I think, all dogs I think you could probably do either, but I think there's some breeds that lend themselves more to like more cartoony, like say like a pug. I think I would have a fun time drawing like a cartoony version of a pug. Those price pretty high too, so you probably see something at some point. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, LP. Thank you, Victoria. I'm trying to keep with a little bit of more of a story this time. I mean, I like talking with you guys, but um, just want to give the drawing a little more significance. So I was trying to think about what what connection I had personally to this type of dog, and I have a lot. So that was good. Just coincidentally happened to be a dog that I've dealt with more than other dogs over the years. I don't think I mean, I know every dog's an individual, but I don't think I've ever really come across like a really like mean golden retriever. I've definitely met ones that were more like goofy than other ones, but I think they're all seem generally, in my experience. Pretty sweet dogs, which is probably why they're so popular. Hey guys, anybody just showing up, thank you for coming along. I think I'm just going to go into inking for tonight because we got a lot to do. We've got, you know, we got to pack. Because we got to get going to get Anna's braces. All right. Well, we don't have to pack like a whole bunch, but we definitely have to be ready to go tomorrow. So what I think we're probably going to do with this drawing is we're going to start off. We're going to probably take some pics of it while it's still black and white. Then we might get into coloring it at some later point. But this is all new for us, so see how it goes. So have to decide like how much texture do I want to give to this. Yeah, Lisa Anna is very excited for her braces because she's already starting to outgrow the one she has now. So I'm sure she's looking forward to it because it's going to be a little bit more comfortable. No, Kathy, I've worked on some video games in the past. I've done some storyboarding work. I used to do some character concept in a video game company, and what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like when I was younger, and then I just quit, stopped drawing, just got sick of doing it. I'm getting some feedback. The pen is causing some focusing issues. Sorry. Let's see how. Try to figure out how to best turn it so it won't cause any focusing issues. All right. Thanks, Sandy. Thank you. Yes, Sharon, please, if you could help spread this around, that would let the powers that be know that this is something interesting to watch, and then they'll start sending it around to other people. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Clemma. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, Andy, we're all excited to meet Anna's dog. It's going to be really interesting. As much as I am used to dogs and love them, it's just hard for me to think about what it's going to be like to have a dog. Thanks, Carol. Tried to. It's kind of an amalgamation of all the Goldens that I've known. All right. Thank you for all your kind words and compliments. I think if we ever do color this, I'll be able to put in more detail because this is all line work and I can only do so much. The coloring will definitely help with shading and kind of punching up things. I'm looking back and forth between the drawing on the screen and what I'm actually drawing to help give it some more detail. Yeah, I do notice that this pen, I'm probably gonna have to put some black tape, some, I don't know, electrician's tape on this pen or something. I don't know, because it's definitely causing some focus issues. Thanks, LP. um, I think I don't know. I the thing that I've learned, I mean, there's definitely with dog breeds, there are certain traits that seem to always be very common, but you definitely get some outliers and you get exceptions to the rule. So I can never rule out any one type of breed or write a certain type of dog off. And then some, I thought were all, good about something, one will surprise me. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess they're not all like that. I mean, that just goes for any type of stereotypes, I suppose. But I mean, dogs or have been bred for certain traits, so you tend to see certain things more often. And with these guys, they're just all very sweet, usually really sweet dogs, and they want you to pet them forever. And Jude, you're correct. Dogs are amazing, smart, loyal, and give us unconditional love. They totally do. Um, and they're just really genuine, just very, exactly what they think about something typically. And actually, I did meet one. Now that I'm thinking about, I did meet a golden retriever that we had to kick out on the first day. It's the only one. Um, Usually, dogs will talk to you and tell you what they are thinking, what they're feeling, what they're planning on doing. You just have to be trained and just experienced enough to notice all those subtle tells and hints that they give you. And every dog's an individual. So some will be more demonstrative, other ones don't. But then you have these dogs that we call zero dogs, and they don't show you a thing. And this dog was a golden. We had to kick out the first day because um, it was seemed like it was fine. It wasn't showing any signs of stress or getting amped up or overstimulated, and then it just like it lunged at another dog and did something else. I forgot what it did. Did two things. It was just really like sorry, but I felt really bad. I felt bad for the owners um, because this dog wasn't even. A lot of people like may not notice when dogs are giving you subtle hints about what they're about to do, or you're just not trained, or you don't have the experience, you haven't been around dogs enough, or whatever, to notice the body language. But this dog, nothing, just complete poker face. That is rare to come across a dog like that, and it was a golden, which made it even harder because I think because you expect them to be such sweet dogs, you're gonna give them more leeway than say a dog that's got like a stigma attached to it, like pit bulls. Those dogs, they never get a fair break because for what all the different reasons. But so people are going to be more like a microscope's going to be more on dogs like that, whereas Goldens people kind of give them a free pass. But so that was the only one that I've ever had any trouble with. But again, I worked with dogs every day. 40 hours a week. I saw so many, so I would come across way more than what most people would see. So it was a rare, and that type of a dog with that type of a personality is very rare. So we call them zero dogs because they give you zero emotion. Like you can tell if a dog's getting overstimulated by certain things they do, or they're getting amped up, or they're getting ready to, do something that they shouldn't do, by little things. It's all additive. Like you have dogs doing just the way that their tail is. Is it out like a flag? Pulls it up? Is it straight out loose? Are the play styles it loose? Are they very rigid? Is a dog's body language? Are they very stiff and rigid? The ears forward. Are they licking their lips? Hackles? Are they showing the whites of their eyes? There's all these different things, and by themselves may mean small things, but all together, when you start seeing things all together, that's when you like know something's about to pop off in the play yard. Um, so these are things that I just kind of over the years that I was working with dogs, I just learned to look for. I kind of was like a prison yard guard or playground, uh, yard duty guy for dogs, basically. But and then I got trained for defensive dog handling, so I just had all these kind of things that I learned how to do to look for. So it's fun when I go to a dog park because I can see all this stuff playing out, and it's fun. It's interesting to see because a lot of people don't even notice what's happening. Like dogs are already sizing each other up, and before you even know what's happening. But so that's just some of the stuff that I learned when I was working with dogs. I'm gonna probably go about 45 minutes here, because I don't want to. I mean, I'm gonna get this drawing done regardless. But we've got stuff that needs to happen before we go. Exactly. Dogs growling. I mean, it's part of their talking. And like I was saying, I like those teacher dogs, the ones that would teach the little young pups how to act. The way they would usually tell a puppy, like, "Hey, you're out of line," is they would get in the dog's face and just a quick little, real quick growl. It wasn't serious. It was just like, "You need to chill out, pup," and then the puppy would be like, "Oh, okay, cool," because that's dog language. And a lot of times dogs, they don't want to necessarily fight. Like they're gonna try to warn you. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I don't like this. Don't do this. I'm growling because I could bite you if I wanted to, but I really don't want to bite you. And a lot of times when we worked with a lot of these young kids who first started working, they're like, "Oh, a dog bit me," and it's like, you know what? When you're bleeding, you have to get stitches. That's when a dog bites you, because a lot of times dogs will bite down. It's not fun, doesn't feel good, but like, you're gonna be okay. And the dog was basically warning you, is saying like, I have you right now, and I could do something, but I'm not. So it's just like I say, they don't have voices like human voices. They don't have um, hands. They can only do so much to tell you how they're feeling, and it's up to us to learn that, because they really are. They're social animals. They are trying to talk to you. They are trying to tell you things. That's my 2 cents anyway. I feel like there's a few things that I know a little bit about. I think I know a little bit more than people about dogs, but even still, I don't really know as much as I should know. Like they say, you need 10,000 hours of eyes on dogs before you really be just starting to learn about dogs. I only have 8,000, so I need at least another full year, I think, probably before I could just become a beginning student of dogs. But I think I do know a little bit more about like what signs to look for. when dogs are trying to communicate than the average person. Thanks, Lisa. The thing about Caesar Milan is you just see the edited version. Like it always looks like he just cures the dog of its issues like in 10, 15 minutes, but there's a lot of repetition and stuff that you aren't seeing. So you have to, because every dog's different. You got to work with them and learn their own nuances, and then you can start adjusting how they're acting towards certain situations. But I think that's going to be it for today. Again, I'm going to continue to work on this. It's just we got stuff we got to do tonight, and I just wanted to keep it to under an hour tonight. And today is the 10th, and it is 2023. And thank you so much. I appreciate you hanging out. I will see you soon, and you'll be seeing this in some version or form later on. I don't know if I'm going to do something live on video, or you'll just see the finished product when we announce it's coming out. And then I'm also going to be working on these other dog breeds too. I've got a lot of work ahead of me to get this stuff out to you guys. All right. Thank you so much. I will talk to you soon. Bye.